Hello boys and girls, today we've done a bit of casting and we saw a couple of maps of Oregon that I want to go over because, well, not the whole map, just a couple of rounds to be fair, to start at least producing some content around Oregon. It is a new map, we've only seen a handful of teams playing it so far, and I think inside the Nordics we've seen quite a couple of interesting setups, a couple of interesting attacks coming through, and now feels like a pretty interesting time to start breaking these down, right? Let's get Epic Pen open so I've got it available. Get off my screen. So before we jump into it, and before we start looking at this round, which is a Kid Storm's defense coming out of the side of Godsent. This was in the game tonight between Gamer Legion and Godsent. By the way, these two teams are both fighting it out right now to get into a playoff spot. So it's a pretty important game. And both have been seen playing Oregon. We've seen Godsent on there mainly is the one that I remember. Gamer Legion, to be honest, I can't entirely remember. But Godsent have a bit of a reputation for playing vertically on this map, and it's one worth exploring a bit further. Even if in this round ultimately isn't successful, it's good to see what some teams are trying to do. Before I get into it, I want to touch on how this map is generally attacked, or this site upstairs. The big point, as it was previously, focuses a lot around Big Tower and around Dorms itself. So for attacking teams, what you'll normally look to do is take control of Big Tower. You'll then look to open this double wall here, and then push your way down through to take control of this side of the map, whilst also having some pressure coming up through Master, into Trophy, and looking to try and contest through this doorway here, where you can then be in a position to try and go for a plant. Some teams, once they've got control of Attic, will rotate one of the players out this window and down and round onto Big Window, because this again is another option to then restrict angles from certain members of the defenders. You can lock a little bunch of stuff up. If you want to, once you have this position here, you can look to contest down for anyone that might be trying to rotate. You can hold through the angle here if you want to get closer to the doorway, then look to contest other angles as well. A real crucial part of this round, though, is this window here. This is one that I haven't seen too many people play, but Rocco from Gamer Legion makes excellent use of it to be able to deny a whole ton of angles that I didn't even realise this one can really cover. You have one that goes straight down here towards White Stairs. You have one that goes through the angle here down through into this room. And although you can't see it from the window, if you can get just inside here, you're going to see a Maestro in one of the later rounds play here. You can have a really good angle through this reinforcement to catch anyone out who's trying to rotate late up these stairs. So lots of options, lots of angles that get covered by different places on the map. It's what makes Oregon so thrilling to me, I think, is that there are a lot of single doorways that attackers have got to push through, or defenders have got to rotate through. But it's also split up a lot by long angles and lots of areas of control that attackers can essentially dice the map up as many shapes and sizes as they want to. Give me my mouse back. Thank you. Let's take a look. So it's round number 6. It's the last one of the defensive half for Godsent. It's almost like I was about to start casting then. This isn't a cast, it's a video, Derry. Let's take a look. So as mentioned, Godsent really like their vertical play. You're going to see Trico no doubt playing down there. He plays on mute on this site pretty much all the time, and they look to hold kitchen below. You then normally get a castle that goes downstairs and joins them to try and cause a bit of trouble. And between them both, they do a pretty good job of denying Gamer Legion with mute jammers, with the castle barricades. They basically try and say, look, don't come and bother us. Go and focus on the upstairs instead. What is interesting about the setup that comes out of the defenders is they leave one side of Attic open. So one of the walls at the north side gets left completely soft. Otherwise down here, it's all pretty standard setup. One castle wall here, one on the door across the right-hand side over here as well. Just means so there is no easy way to take control of small tower and just storm your way across in towards kitchen. You're going to be hard. It's going to be very hard pressed to deal with Trico unless you come from out towards the east side of the map, as an example instead. So round starts. Zero and Rocco start up towards the north. Their whole goal is to get this wall open. That is where their focus undeniably is going to be, at least for the start of the round. And then you might see one of them move away a little bit later on. In terms of where defenders are playing, if we pause it up, get my mouse back again. I always like touching on this little triangle that you're going to see set up in a second. So Snooken's going to sit on here and watch over this like cabinet. Peek all the way through here in case someone tries to push. You're going to have a nice little triangle set up between him, Quadzy, and me. So between the three of them can cover all the key doors that might push their way in, or windows. And essentially just try and cover each other's backs and make sure they've got some support. So Snooken can always C4 this window, for example. Quadzy can peek it and try and fight it. Meads, if he wants to, can swing up to here and try and provide some fire up through here as well. Lots of options to give each other a bit of help up here. When the long angles start cutting it up between them all as well, they can stay relatively static and be quite safe. Let's let it play, and we'll see where the initial focus comes from. Drone's coming in inside a meeting straight away, just screams he wants control of the soft flooring underneath the double wall. Tedis, this hasn't got that. There's no mute jammer on that door. no mute jammer here by the looks of it. That's not a mute jammer, is it? No, but there is one up here. Jammer music, by the way. It's called Poké and Chill. Like Pokemon and Chill. Goes with the name. So they can't see what's going on here because that's jammed as well. So they've jammed out everything, right? Which is nice. One here. One here. I would envisage there might be one on this door here. So there's just no way of them getting information on what's going on inside of here. And they have no idea where the players are. They can't blind spray and hope for the best. They have no idea what C4s they're walking into. And I should have touched on it earlier, but you'll see a bunch of holes in the floor on the upstairs that these guys can then cover from below. And I think it's just risky to try and blindly push the attackers when one of them can be waiting at the door with a shotgun and ready to shut you down. So they've managed to get this open. Zer managed to get inside and open things up, as he did right here. That's what I think his focus was. Do a quick check again. Droned it. In a spot. Blows it up. And through they can go. Nice and simple. So you're actually pretty safe here as well. You haven't got to push into all of meeting to contest it. Defenders will sometimes hold inside a meeting to try and contest that, but it's just sometimes so risky to do that it's not worth doing it. You have to really overextend to push up towards big tower and might just find yourself getting traded really easy. Holes in the floor. Bam. Bam. Those are pretty good spots to hold, I think. From below, someone tries to rappel through the windows or jump over the windows. You have the downstairs coverage and they have no idea where you are. The best they can maybe hope to do would be to park a drone at the edge of this here and see if you can see someone downstairs, but is that really super ideal? They've also got this area here, in case someone tries to push through the door a little bit later on. And it looks like they're worrying about someone being around here right now. It's interesting that Hayes is spraying up, but I guess he is. One thing to note about Godsent's lineup, right, is it doesn't give much to be worried about. This is the key thing on Oregon at the minute. I think you're going to find is so many teams will be so creative with their defenses, trying different things, that attackers are going to have to adapt on the fly, right? But Godsent are making this quite easy because no one's moving. As soon as they've seen them on a drone, there's no worry to fear. You know that Meads will be around dorms and game. You know that Quadsy's holding around this sort of area here to be able to help contest the angles we touched on earlier on. Or up through the window if you wanted to. You haven't got to worry about much else. So it's this triangle that a lot of teams are using. You're going to see it all the time in Pro League, I would expect as well. EU League. Sue me. But the fact they're giving control of this now means this whole side of the map is all for Game Legion to control. No one can really push and contest this right now. Because they don't... Maybe the defenders don't want to. And it has taken a minute and 45 to get control of it. So it's not really the end of the world. Actually, it's pretty good. But their focus now will be getting inside, trying to set up weird angles to go for fights. And Rocco is probably the key thing in this round that I want to focus on. He is on a window here that has such high potential impact to kill Quadsy, to threaten Meads as soon as he steps back through, to push anyone who might try and contest inside a pig. And with everyone on the downstairs, as long as he doesn't repel inside this window, he's in a brilliant power position right now. Let's see what he does. I'm not entirely sure what Polo and Tedis are doing, to be truthful, but they're just making sure I think no one's going to do anything crazy downstairs. Or at least putting pressure to make sure they can't put their full focus on the upstairs, right? First point of concern. Quadsy is peeking someone on a window. I'm all for trying to win a gunfight, and Quadsy is an excellent player. He was qualified for CL. He hasn't had a fun story so far, bless him, has he? And I don't blame you. Against a Thermite, you probably feel like you can win this one. I just feel that you sacrifice all of this area of the map here. People can come and like smash down the castle barricade that's here, charge your way at white if you want to, threaten these guys downstairs, because Quadsy can't now rotate down and provide support. I know here that he dies, so I've kind of spoiled it a bit for myself, but he peeks the angle in the second and dies to Rocco, which just opens everything up. And this is where I'm a bit worried for them, but you'll see it in a second. Sukin goes for a C4 to try and catch him. Doesn't catch him. Would have been big if he did. And then Rocco immediately peeks out and finds Quadsy, right? That's the first one gone. That part of the triangle's now been broken. It's more of a line that's kind of disjointed and separated by this weird corner wall. So Hayes can now move up knowing that they've got a bit of pressure on side here. They found themselves the opening kill. Good. Now there's only 2 left upstairs. They know that there are 2 playing downstairs, Castle and Mute, because they've seen the setup. Now this is the beautiful angle, right? I want to be able to touch on this if I can. If I can catch it, it's just so gorgeous to look at. I love it. About 38 seconds he gets him, I think. Bam. See you later. This angle through there, right? So gross. It's amazing. You do see in a later round that I probably won't touch on in this video. You can play someone here like a Maestro with a shield. And in fact, they do play a Maestro with a shield. And you can get anyone down who tries to come up this angle. So it's quite nice if anyone's trying to contest, right? And they do actually play someone else behind a shield here facing downwards. So that Master can't be taken. They have to come instead up Armory stairs. So there's all kinds of variations that we've seen so far today. I'll save that for another video. And Rocco by himself, as the Thermite, has found 2 kills. Snookum whiffs his shots and doesn't catch anyone and gets himself domed. 5 versus 2. And like that, the whole of the top floor has fallen apart. There's no one left upstairs. Now the 2 of them can just afford to try and make something happen from downstairs. But you've already got a plank going down. You're finally going to see this C4 that I touched on earlier on, I think. Because you have a hatch here, what you can do is open it up from downstairs and just throw alley-up into that spot there, which is where some people might plant. I don't think you can really loop it all the way over to get it here to another default spot or in this back corner. But you can try. Don't think you'll achieve much for it, but I ain't going to knock your dreams. Keep going for it, buddy. It does force Hayes to pause and step away, I think, just in case, but it wasn't even to the right place anyway. They can now challenge downstairs because there's no support from upstairs. Exactly what Tedis goes for. Almost waiting for the call to say, right, we're going for a plant, apply pressure and leave him on his own. And Neo has long abandoned Trico and said, sure, you can stay there. I'm going to go and push upstairs and towards Armory Stairs and try and find something. But we already concluded earlier on that this side of the map has already been taken over, right? This is all controlled by the attackers because they got this early on. And this is what I mean about splitting the map in half or into segments, is it's going to be so hard for an attacker to now come pushing up Armory Stairs and try and cause some trouble through here because there's now angles being watched down here. There's maybe someone watching this angle here. If not, then someone is definitely going to be holding like this corner and watching that angle. You've just got no hope. I mean, you're in a 1 versus 5. You've got no hope anyway, but fair play. Tries to go for it. Misses the spray. We all know exactly which way this round's going. And you can kind of see this angle to the right getting opened up as well in towards Pig. Flawless round for Gamer Legion. So I came into this video saying that for Godsent, I was quite happy with how they approached it, that actually in my mind, vertical play is the right way to go. And I think we will see more teams employing it in future. But as things sit right now, it's going to need a bit more work. I think the intent is there. They need to be able to provide better support. They need to maybe, as Quadsy and Meads, not put yourself and expose yourself to angles that are a bit risky. Like Quadsy being taken out removed that supportive triangle network they had set up. It let the attackers get a bit more confident. And Meads clearly wasn't aware of that angle behind him. It's a new map. There's going to be a lot of things for teams to learn. I imagine there'll be an absolute ton coming out in the EU League next week. But either way, just seeing how that played out itself should hopefully give you a bit of insight into how you're going to see things played out once the EU League gets underway. I'm really excited. I hope we see at least 2 or 3 maps of it next week because I will fawn over it and watch every single round until, well, I'm dead. It's all good fun. Hopefully we'll see you guys on Monday. It all kicks off. It's going to be a great week of Siege. Everything gets underway again. We've had a nice quiet spell after CL ended. Now it's time to get the action back underway. So hopefully see you guys then.